Becoming a king with a kingdom is a lot of work, and in order to be successful at it, you need to be able to prove yourself to surrounding kingdoms. While you might personally view yourself as liked, and even idolised by your subjects, if other nations view you as a laughingstock, you'll not be as great a king as you could be. The best way to avoid this is to obtain arable land after a total collapse of society. To be king, you'll need this land, and lots of it. After a society collapses, you'll need to find people to farm your land. Volunteers won't be that hard to find, if the alternative for them is starving to death. Give them a plot of land and let them farm on it. In exchange, you demand 10% of their produce. This keeps them working the land, keeps you fed, and ensures that you don't have to do any manual labour. The farmers will then own the land you gave to them, so they will work for you to protect their land if another budding rival king decides to invade. If you're the more powerful king, your farmers will not want to turn away from you for fear of losing their life. Provided you win the fight with the other king, you can reward your farmers with more land, and it'll become a win-win situation for you and your farmers. Sidetrack. In Anglo-Saxon England, the trinoda necessitas, or the threefold tax, were three things that landowners were obliged to do by their kings. They were bridge boat, the land must see the development of bridges and roads to ease trade; burg boat, the building and maintaining of fortresses to help defend the land; feared boat, serving in or providing manpower for the militia. Unsurprisingly, the process of becoming a king and establishing a dynasty is longer than one generation. This means that your position won't be mighty enough to be a kingdom within your lifetime, and you'll barely have planted the seeds of your kingdom before your death. So as the son of a powerful landowner, your likelihood of becoming a king is higher. Why? People who agreed willingly to work for your father do not want to work for you in the same way. To prove to them why you're a sensible choice, you need to prove you are legitimate to everyone around you. You want people to know that you are your father's son, and as such, you are a force to be reckoned with. How do you do that? Dynastic inheritance. The Germanic kings of Kent in around 600 AD exemplified themselves through relation to Hengist and Horsa. The story goes that Horsa was killed by the native Britons, and Hengist avenged him by slaughtering the natives and taking the land of the modern-day county, Kent, as his prize, crowning himself as the first king of Kent. It isn't known if Hengist or Horsa were real, but the story would legitimise the lineage controlling Kent. The story had the desired effect and left the Germanic kings of Kent in control of the land. This is a common tactic, and many will find it easy to believe if you're in a position of power. It'll make you exceptional to your subjects and make you seem a more legitimate ruler in their eyes. Establish a level of removal. You're the king. It's a well-known fact that some people shouldn't be allowed to touch you, or in some circumstances even see you without your approval. How do you ensure this? Just like when you delegated the job of farming, you need to delegate the job of overseeing the farmers. For this, you put others in control of the land that you own, and it's a win-win situation for you both. To incentivise the collection of taxation, kings would typically offer the lords 33% of the produce that they would receive in taxation. How do you decide who to give land to? The best place to start is your brothers. They'll want your position, and you'll want to stop that from happening. This is, of course, presuming any of your brothers survived. Then you'll want to turn your attention to other less powerful neighbouring kings by offering them your protection in exchange for a share of their produce. Thirdly, you'll want to delegate land to great warriors. If they are a great warrior, they could contend your kingdom, and that's far from ideal. Giving land can be done incorrectly. If you are not strategic in the land you give to a lord, they may have the materials to work against you. An example of this is the end of the Roman Empire, where powerful landowners used their position to avoid paying taxes, bankrupting the Roman state. King Alfred, however, knew the dangers of giving large tracts of land. Much of the land he had given to lords was disjointed. This means that a lord cannot gain access to all of their land without access through land that they do not own. Conclusion. Your subjects will think they know their place in this society. Their ruler owns a huge amount of land with a few trusted advisors. They have little to no contact with you, and they think this is the way that it should be. While they are lucky to be under your jurisdiction, they know that they have no influence on your decisions as they are a mere peasant. Essentially, you have privatised government. Good job.